If you were an NBA player in the 90s, there were two names that could make you lose sleep before a game: Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen.
As an all-around basketball player that can change a game, Scottie Pippen was that guy.
These guys had a special bond.
That's why I consider him my best teammate of all time.
Jordan was the assassin, the ultimate competitor who dropped 50 on you and still finds something to be mad about. Pippen was the shadow that never left your side, the 6'8" Swiss Army knife who could smother your best player and run the offense without breaking stride.
Scottie Pippen is probably the most skilled player I've ever played with.
Scottie was different.
Combination of him and Jordan is the most lethal I've seen.
They read the game like they wrote the script, and by the time you realized what was happening, it was already over. 6 championships, 2 three-peats. You couldn't game plan for them. You could only survive them. And nobody tells it better than someone who saw it up close. John Salley wasn't just another opponent. He was a bad boy Piston, part of the team built to stop Jordan and Pippen. And after facing them, and later playing alongside them, Salley dropped a take that still turns heads.
See, the funny thing is, I think Scottie is more skilled than all of them. Scottie Pippen is probably the most skilled player I've ever played with.
Really?
Yeah. And his hands come to his shins, okay? Standing straight up.
But he just happened to be playing with Michael Jordan, so.
Well, this is the deal. Michael would turn him, Scottie would get the steal. Scottie would turn him. Michael was not winning until Scottie got there. Let's remember that too. They were losing a lot. Scottie got there, and the reason it was Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. There's Bonnie and Clyde.
For Salley, it wasn't about disrespecting Jordan's greatness. It was about recognizing the all-around brilliance that Pippen brought to the game. In his eyes, Scottie's versatility, defense, and ability to impact every facet of the floor made him the true Swiss Army knife of the Bulls dynasty. And if anyone knew how tough Pippen and Jordan were to deal with on the perimeter, it was Gary Payton, the glove himself.
As an all-around basketball player that can change a game, Scottie Pippen was that guy. Because he can guard everybody, he can score, he'll do everything, he'll make a big assist, he'll make the big block, he'll do things like that. The best player that makes everybody around better. And I think Michael was just a guy who would score it and make the big shots and make the big things. Scottie Pippen changed a lot of things for the Chicago Bulls. If he wasn't there, I think they would have won a lot of them games.
In Payton's eyes, it wasn't just their talent that made them dangerous. It was the way they fed off each other. Jordan's killer instinct and Pippen's all-around game formed a relentless 1-2 punch. And no matter how good your defense was, they'd always find a way to break you. And as for Dominique Wilkins, he saw how unstoppable that duo was firsthand.
He was a hard man to beat. That team was so good, though. That team was made up of a bunch of great role players. And I think how Scottie Pippen, I have a lot of respect for. I think he's one of the greatest role players to ever play this game.
Yeah,
he's probably the best
to
ever play this game. And so he was a great compliment to Jordan.
It's so hard for a lot of players, especially in Mike's era, to give him his props. Why is it so easy for you to give him his props?
And if you ain't ever faced him, you don't understand. If you ain't ever faced Mike, you can't make that comment.
Yeah.
Man, I played against some of the most hard-nosed, talented players that ever played this game. He was a phenomenon, and he had attitude to go with it. I mean, he was, when you played against Mike, his eyes were bloodshot red every game. Like he was possessed.
Puritan has it, outside to the left. One bounce dribble now to Jordan. Michael in for the left side, jammed it right over Rollins.
I used to say to myself, well, I got to go work tonight. Jesus is coming. You know.
When Jordan took the floor with those bloodshot, possessed eyes, and with Pippen, the best role player he'd ever seen by his side, the Bulls were nearly impossible to get by. And Kevin Garnett learned firsthand what it meant to share the court with Jordan and Pippen at their most dangerous form.
Now, remember this, my homeboy came out there and said, man, let's go down to the multiplex, man. You know, Jordan be down there playing. This the year Mike didn't play. So I was like, man, I don't want to play no fucking ball, man. Fuck the plex, man. They ain't gonna let us in that motherfucker. No, Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. So we go down there. MJ in that motherfucker. And there's about 200 people on the glass just sitting there watching.
Right.
I see some hood niggas in there with him. I see Carl Harris in there.
Per as usual.
I see a couple other, hood niggas I know in there. And then I'm with 3 motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? I'm with the guys. So, we show up in here, we all in here watching. When I came in there, my guys say what up to Carl Harris. He know us West Side. All right, so we go in here, whatever. So as soon as we get in there, Mike hit the glass, let the big fella in. So I'm like, oh shit, throw my shoes, man. Got my shoes. Go in here, suit up. As soon as I get in here, I'm a big man. D, when you're in high school, you play big man. You ain't chasing no guards. I might play a 21 or 32 somebody here, a guard or something, but I ain't been organized in here. I'm in here posting up, got post moves, all this shit, man. He put me right on Scottie. And Scottie was like, man, y'all put this young puppy ass nigga on. Man, let me get it. And when he clapped, the echo in the room, this is my first time in front of these niggas. And then I'm looking at, damn, I'm in here with Scottie, man. Yeah. And then his face was like, this little man. He shot this big, long ass 3, D. So much that I looked at that motherfucker and bam, he hit that man. Like, damn, now look. Like, man, almost like the face of some easy work, man. When I saw his face, I was like, and just my natural reaction, I called for it. MJ threw that motherfucker, and I took 2 dribbles, kid that gave him a little move, and I let my shit go. Man, my shit hit, dog. I thought I had won the championship. Look, I was so gassed, I jumped. So I don't know what you think this is, nigga. He's like, what, nigga, what? And he shot me the ball. I shot him back. Nigga pushed up. Said, nigga, I had these niggas kill you in here. Man, them niggas jumped up. Carl Harris like, no, young fella, you can't do that in here. No, young fella, no, hey, no. Carl Harris got it under control.
For Garnett, the real eye-opener came in a simple pickup game. Even without the crowd, cameras, or bright lights, he realized their intensity wasn't for show. It was who they were. And nobody knew that intensity better than Dennis Rodman himself.
It was fun to watch those 2 guys really interact with each other. I mean, really, they play against each other in practice, at home, playing cards, or doing anything that has something to do with physical tasks. And when I watch them in practice and in the games, man, sometimes I sit back and watch. And I'm looking at Risnikov, I'm looking at, there's people that's so gracious on the court, and sometimes you just have to just, like a little kid sometimes, looking at these guys. I'm like the one used to kick their ass, throw them on the floor, punch them and stuff like that. Now I'm playing with these guys, so I praised them even more when I was with these guys.
For Rodman, joining forces with Jordan and Pippen was like stepping into basketball perfection. He'd spent years trying to outwork and outthink them, only to realize that as teammates, their drive, discipline, and will to win were unmatched. And if anyone understood both the pain of facing them and the respect they commanded, it was none other than Isiah Thomas.
And speaking of Scottie, I do want to clean something up and give Scottie his respect, because as a defender, right, he don't get enough credit. And when we talk about probably the greatest and the best defender that's ever played in the NBA, Chicago had 2 of them, Rodman and Scottie Pippen. But Scottie was different. As a defender, at his best, I may have to say that he and Rodman 1 and 2 best defenders probably ever to play the game. Wow. And so I do want to give him his respect and his props. And then as a facilitator, Scottie, he was the real deal.
He was a great.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
Those battles were more than just games. They were all-out wars that forged mutual respect. He knew firsthand how Jordan's will and Pippen's versatility could break even the toughest defenses. And while the rivalry was fierce, he never denied the greatness they achieved together. Much like Isiah, if anyone knows what it took to slow them down, even just a little, it's Joe Dumars.
There were nights that on the court that he would do something so incredible. And my thing was to never show any emotion, one way or the other, whether he did something great or not. But I can tell you, many a nights I ran back down the court after he's done something incredible. And internally I'm saying, are you effing kidding me? I'm like, in my mind, I'm like running like stoic, nothing on my face. But in my mind, I'm saying, there's no damn way that guy just did that, man. So.
Cartwright. Now Jordan, 2 seconds. Lets it fly. And out he goes. Michael Jordan makes.
No, incredible. And I always gave him that respect. I always showed him tremendous respect. He showed me respect. And so it was mutual on both sides.
For Dumars, guarding Michael Jordan was the toughest assignment in basketball. No matter how well he played, Jordan always seemed to find another gear. A reminder of just how rare and unstoppable he truly was. Jordan and Pippen weren't just a great duo, they were a force of nature. One brought the unshakable killer instinct, the other an all-around game that could dismantle you in 100 different ways. Together, they rewrote what it meant to dominate and left behind a trail of legends who still shake their heads when they talk about facing them. What made them terrifying wasn't just their talent, it was the relentlessness. Whether it was a finals game or a random practice, they played with the same fire, never giving an inch. Ask anyone who faced them, Hall of Famers, All-Stars, defensive specialists, and you'll hear the same thing. You couldn't prepare for them. You could only try to survive.